Hello, hello everybody. I'm back. Lovely to see you all. Oh, just realised my hair's a mess, but never mind. I'm here and going to be creating tonight. Not quite sure what exactly, but I'm playing with a new stamp set. So, thank you all for bearing with me as I had a very busy week last week. I will try and tell you a few things throughout the live tonight. Welcome if it's the first time to my channel. My name is Ruth. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so I get to play with gorgeous Stampin' Up products, show you what they can do before you make those wise purchases, either through myself. I'd love you to shop with me if you can. If you can't, or you're already a demonstrator, you know what? Stick around, join the fun. Chat away to those in the live chat or in the comment section and have fun. That's the main thing. Have fun, be inspired. I live to give you guys creative inspiration. I live for other things as well. That's not my only thing that I live for, but that is one of the things that I do strive for on this channel. If you do get bored with me chatting about myself, what can I say? Mute me. If you just want to watch me make, just mute me. That's, you know, I won't be offended. But this is a super sociable channel. And so we like getting to know each other. We like hanging out with each other. We love supporting each other. That's one of the things that I do love about you guys. I love about my audience. I love about this community. You guys look out for each other, you pray for each other, you care, you send each other messages, and so long may that reign, long may that go on. So hello and welcome. What's the other thing to say? That's it really, apart from I had an awesome weekend last week. I did have an awesome weekend, and then it led into Monday. Went to hang out with my parents, saw my aunt who I had not seen for a long time, and also then on the Tuesday we had a celebration for my mum, and there were lots of details that she didn't know that was going to happen. She knew something was happening, but I cannot tell you how special it was, and it all came together beautifully. If you follow Esther's channel, she may have said some stuff already, but it was just beyond what we ever imagined it would be. Anyway, I can see in the chat something's up with Susan. Oh, Susan. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not good. Okay, lots of love to you. How does that impact things? Hi, Shaz. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Glenna. Heather, Susan, Bonnie, hello, Wendy, Jodie, Sheila, Glenna, Tracy, Valerie, Jackie. Who else is on here? Oh, there we go. Right, let's get making. I'm just going to have a quick swig of my drink. And let's get playing. Right, switch this light off. So I have in front of me, several things. I particularly wanted to use this stamp set and dies because look at the leaves on this. Isn't it gorgeous? So this might be a little bit of a slow beginning to this video because I've got to use my machine and cut out some of these beautiful leaves. I'm not going to be in too much of a hurry tonight, guys, so if you're watching this on the replay and you don't want to watch me cutting stuff out, please feel free to forward it. Those of you on the live, you're just going to have to put up with me. So last weekend we made our way to actually go and stay with one of my teamies, which was awesome. And I also got to do a workshop with some of her ladies, and that was super fun. Just really lovely to kind of meet folks who, some of them follow me. Hello, if you are following. Some of them you don't. They just enjoy stamping with my teaming. So it was just really nice to meet everybody. Oh, the DSP. Look, you guys are hot on it. Honestly, you are amazing. Thank you. Reminding everybody about the DSP sale. So the designer series paper sale has started. It's 15% off, which is a good little incentive to order, I think. All right, now I'm really keen to try out this die here. It's supposed to be like the end of a notebook. So this is actually the size of cards I want to cut. So I'm just gonna eyeball that, make sure I get it on the right side. Yeah, I think that's the way it goes. Ooh, it's quite exciting. New die. Let's see how this works. Ooh, I can see how good it is already. It's like faux notepad. I think it's designed to make it look like you've actually just ripped it out of a book. I don't think you can actually use it. It's just aesthetic. All right, so I see you tomorrow, Miss Wendy. We got an exciting day tomorrow. Wendy, can you pick me up, please? And then I can always use this bit as just a bit of texture, can't I? There we go. Right, that's fun. And right, I'm not quite ready for this. I was just going to grab just some different bits of card to cut out. I've not really thought through what I'm doing here. A bit of black. I just want to see what this die is like. I might even just cut out. Cut out the side bit while I'm here. Just for a bit of texture, really. Right, clamp. Metaphorically. There we go. Thanks, Wend. Sleep well. Hello, good morning, Lisa. Right, so those of you who've signed up to my wreath stamping class on Friday, I have just sent out the invoices. If anyone else wants to sign up for it, I do have a few more spaces. So basically in the class I teach you how to stamp a whole wreath. If you don't know what that means, please do go and check out my playlist and you'll see what that entails. Basically means stamping onto a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and you can stamp a wreath either to just be home decor or you can cut it up to make cards. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, it's lovely and detailed. It's also got like it's got little sort of indenty bits there. I don't know if you're meant to kind of go through them and pluck them all out, but anyway, it's just a bit of extra texture. How cool is that? Ooh, right, and then I'm going to keep that bit to do some texture stuff. Right, I also have on my, look, I have on my, a bit of scrap here that I could use. I want to cut out another one of those. So nice. Now, I was a little bit rude about this die when I first opened this packet, wasn't I? When I say rude, I was just a bit dismissive of it because I think it's meant to look like a torn piece of paper. But I guess in my head, I just figured if I want a torn piece of paper, I'll just tear a piece of paper. Why do I need a die to do it? But anyway, that's just my opinion, you know, just sharing my opinion, keeping it real. Hi, Margaret. Just watched your pansy set. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did share a couple of videos while I was away last week. Hi, Mary Beth. It is a very neat looking foliage die. It is. Oh, I've just dropped something on the floor. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Right, I'm just going to grab another bit of cardstock. And... ooh, what about a bit of wild wheat? That might be interesting. Once these are cut out, I can sit and have a play with them. And then I was thinking of just stamping some background with that stamp set. So I was just making sure that my dies aren't crossing over each other. You really do have to make sure that's something you're careful of when you're using the dies. If you're cutting with multiples, you need to make sure that they're not like crossing over onto each other, because it will ruin your dies. Ask me how I know. Hi Patricia. Hi Vicky. Lovely to see you. So how much detail do you guys want about my mum's party? It will be quite nice for me just to put it on record so that I can go back and replay it in the future, because I'm sure I'll forget some of these details. There's just like lots of little things that just all came together. I cannot even, well, I can tell you, but I was just so grateful to God in how it all our plans came together. It was pretty cool. Right, that's another little bit of texture if I need it. Actually, I might just cut myself another bit from here. All the details. So the week, okay, so let's go back a bit, because I think I did tell you guys that this had happened the week before the party, exactly a week, like Tuesday. She'd already had a big surprise, because my aunt and cousin and another cousin had flown over and met my parents at a restaurant, and she did not expect that at all. Then we had told her that she was having like a meal with, like, having some friends. So I'd already discussed with her who she wanted to have there, or who we thought should be there. And oh, I've just realised I've got all these gorgeous ones to cut out, but I might leave that for another day. So it wasn't a surprise to her, you know, in terms of who was going to be there. Apart from the one surprise that she did have was the photographer. So the photographer was a family friend of ours, and we've known him, oh my goodness, I would say at least 30 years, actually. Yeah, that's how long we've known him. So, oh, I've not done my stickers. I'm just going to quickly do my stickers while I'm chatting to you. I show you this just in case there are folks who are new to Stampin' Up products and have not done this before. So those of you who know exactly what to do, just hold tight. So there's a couple of ways that you can put stickers on. One is just to peel back these pieces here and to put your stamp on. But this way I found to be the easiest. And you take the whole sticker off and place that onto your block. And the way you know which side to do is one of the sides has got a split through it. And that is the side that attaches to your stamp, not the other side. And then I just turn my stamp over like that, hover the sticker over the top, like so, lay it down. There we go. And then usually I do this kind of straight away, where I kind of like lift it off just to sort of make sure that's not super duper sticky. There we go. Right, I'm just going to do this other one as well. Yeah, so she was surprised about the photographer, and I wasn't actually in the room when, I don't think I was in the room when he first came in, but anyway. Also, she did not know the venue at all. And my dad was really cheeky. Like the days leading up to it, he kept saying to her, "Oh, remember to take your life jacket." Yeah, she yeah, he likes a bit of a joke, my dad, you know. So he was like, "Oh yeah, make sure you take your life jacket," and that threw her off the scent a little bit. But he wasn't actually too far wrong, because although we weren't on a boat, no, I'll leave that on. What am I doing? Leave that on there. Although we weren't on a boat, we were near the Medway River, which is in Kent. It kind of flows out to the sea eventually. There's a massive like dockyard there, and there's lots of history in that part of the world to do with the French and invasions and all sorts of things. Don't ask me about the detail, but yeah, I just know there's some history. And so I found a venue that was actually, and all you artsy folks out there would appreciate this, which I think all of you are. It was this is the other way that you can do your stickers. Your stamps and stickers, you could do it like this. When they're a bit smaller, I tend to do it this way. It was a art gallery. Now, I've just realised that when this went through the machine, it didn't actually cut quite right. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was thinking, is that one? It is that one. But it's kind of gone down to the bottom bit. So, what do I mean? When they've gone to cut, the machine has gone to cut this out, it's kind of misaligned it slightly. So I'm going to move it down a bit. Kind of make it more accurate to where it is. There we go. And I'm going to trim it. Yeah, so the venue was an art gallery space, and it's an art gallery and an arts kind of centre, and there are workshop spaces for local artists, and there are meeting rooms, and right at the top of the building there's a cafe and an art gallery space. Now, when I talked about how all the detail, like how God just took control really, I had booked the day that we were going to celebrate because my daughter was going on a camp on the Wednesday. And so I figured, you know what, rather than spending loads of, having to go to an event down in Kent, then come back home, then take my daughter to camp, which actually is a very long way away from my house, how about we tie it all in together? And so I'd booked the venue for the Tuesday, knowing that we needed to get her to camp on the Wednesday. So then when I booked the venue, I actually booked the venue to use their what they call their community room, which is just like a really big plain room, because I just thought that's all I want. I just want a big room with lots of chairs for people just to hang out and eat, and that's it. That's what I envisioned. But then after I booked the venue, they contacted me and said that a regular booker of the venue needed that space, so they were upgrading us to the cafe area instead. So I just accepted this. I just thought, oh, that's nice, you know, still got somewhere to meet, they're not cancelling on us, it's all good, you know, we'll go with that. But then when we actually arrived at the venue on the Tuesday, it was just perfect. It was light, it had gorgeous views over the Medway River because we were right at the top of the building. It had the toilets up there. I mean, it was obviously up a couple of flights of stairs. So for people who, you know, well, we couldn't have anybody that couldn't get up the stairs. But once you were up there, it was all good. There was the cafe area, which I hadn't realised was normally open during the week, but their days that they're closed included a Tuesday, which was the day I booked. So we were able to use the cafe area, the cafe kind of bar, as it were, to put our own drinks. And we'd ordered a urn to be used, a hot water urn, so that we could serve our own drinks. So that worked out really well. And I put my sister Helen in charge of that. She was in charge of drinks. Okay, so I've got crumb cake here. I've got crumb cake cardstock, crumb cake cardstock. I'm just going to use crumb cake ink just to put a little bit of detail down onto my card here. Sorry, please shout if you want me to explain what I'm doing. Yes, we do have a special joining offer at the moment, but I will talk about it in a minute. I'll talk about it after I've just done a little bit more explaining about the party. Yes, so Helen was in charge of drinks, so I didn't have to worry about bringing anything for that, apart from I'd ordered some cups from Amazon and got them sent to my dad, rather than us having to worry about taking them with us. And I had already also spoken to my sisters about taking colourful sarongs. So some of you know that my mum is from Malaysia, and Malaysians are renowned, or Malaysia is renowned for really beautiful wax, like batik style fabrics. They love wearing sarongs in the heat. You know, often the men and the women will wear just sarongs because it's so hot. And so often when my mum would go to Malaysia, she would bring me back a piece of lovely fabric, and also my sisters. The other thing that you guys may know about us is also we spent time in Nigeria. My parents were missionaries, and so when we left Nigeria, I don't know who it was that organised it, but basically our family, we all got kitted out with Nigerian outfits. So my mum and dad, and I mean I was 9, so you can imagine mine is I've grown out of it a long time ago, but I've got one of the pieces of fabric that from then. I think it was probably the one that my mum had, I think. Anyway, I've still got that. So we just took loads of bright coloured fabrics, and Helen also has just recently returned from Zambia, so she has lots of gorgeous fabrics, and so we took those to be the tablecloths, just to kind of put our own kind of spin on the room, really, because we really didn't know what to expect, what was going to be there. But as it turned out, the room or the cafe area, was this fabulous eclectic mix of like leather sofas, armchairs, chairs, low tables, high tables, just a real random mixture of different seating. It was brilliant. Yes, the party was in Kent because my parents live there. So my parents live in Rochester and the party was in Chatham. And I kind of, when I was discussing the event with my sisters, you know, months and months and months ago, I just felt, because it was my mum's 80th, that we should be the ones to go to her as opposed to her having to travel. I just felt quite strongly about that. Because, you know, she makes an effort to travel to see us, and I just thought, you know, it's her birthday. I want her to it to be easy for her. So, right, I'm just going to cut off 1 centimetre of this one because I've realised I want to just pop that onto there like that. There we go. Yeah, so we booked the room for 10 o'clock and the guests were arriving from 11 onwards, and I told my parents not to arrive till 11. And we also had tried to put the message out to a few people to wear bright clothes. Look, you can tell I've not been here for a week because my glue has decided to go on holiday. Right, come on, you. Out you come. Yeah, so we told everyone to wear bright clothes, and my mum, I saw her on the Monday, the day before, and she said, oh, I was looking for an outfit, but I couldn't find one, so I've made one for me and your dad. Do you want to see it? I was like, no, I don't want to see it. I want to be surprised on the day. So I did not know what she was going to wear at all, which was really quite fun. And she'd basically made my dad a shirt and made herself this just a simple tunic dress that was made out of very bright fabric. So I will share a photograph on my social media, because all the photographs I've shared so far are on my private Facebook page, which some of you have seen, but I know some of you haven't. So I will try and pop a picture on my social media at some point. Right, I'm just look, see what I'm doing? I'm kind of taking apart this sprig, because as it was, I mean, it's really lovely, but I just felt it was a bit too big. So I'm just going to, also I think this one's, I can cut this one up as well. I don't need it as big as it is. There we go. Ooh, I like the black against the greys. I'll just have that one across like that. Take that off like that. Oh, that's my husband arriving back from the cinema.
Hello.
How was it?
Yep, enjoyable.
Good. Right, there we go. Quite like that. Right, we're just going to set that one aside for a second to work on this one. And what have I got here? Right, now this time I'm going to try and cut this so I don't break into that top one like I did before. There we go.
I can tell you're on a roll, so I'll leave you to it. No shares.
Ah,
say hello.
well,
Hello,
Tom's
everybody.
fans are in the
Judy.
house. Hi, Mary Murray from Colorado. Welcome. I've been watching this new show on HTV that takes place in Zambia. Ah, okay. What part? Did they mention the area? Right, let's see if I can... Oh, I know what. Where's my other sit? I'm going to change glasses.
Ooh.
Because I find that these ones are a bit stronger, so I can see what I'm doing better.
I'm going to leave you to it.
All right, see you later.
Get the kids to bed.
Yeah.
Night everyone.
No night. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so Mum made her outfits and she just did look amazing. I'm so glad she did, because she'd kind of told me that she'd been around the shops and it wasn't quite right, you know, nothing was quite right, and I'm so glad that she made the effort to make something unique. Yes, so she arrived looking amazing, and then various friends sort of arrived between then and about 12:30. We had some family that live in London arrived, who I'd not seen for a long time. We have, you know, had close family friends that came, and I mean, everyone who came was very special. I'm not going to single out any one particular person, say one was more special than the other, but what was quite special for me and my sisters was we saw somebody or friends that we had not seen for, well, I hadn't seen them since my wedding, probably, and we're married 25 years next year. So it was a brother and sister who my parents were friends with their parents, and every so often we'd go hang out either at their house or they'd come and hang out with us. So they were similar age to my parents, and, you know, brother and sister, they would come. But every time, this is my memory, and I was sharing this with them, and I don't think it was really funny how, you know, how people tend to have different memories of different things. My memory of the situation was that they would arrive at our house and we would sit in the front room all in a circle. You know, you obviously have your seating around the edge of your room, and us children would sit there in silence while the adults spoke, and we would be very shy, because this was, you know, imagine this is from age like 9 up to probably about 14, 15. We would all sit there and be very, very shy, not really talk to each other. Then we'd go have lunch, you know, because they would spend the whole day. Then we would have lunch, and then it was like the shyness would go away, and we'd then all start chatting to each other. So you would think that once we got over that shyness, you know, the next time we met, it wouldn't be there again. But, oh, no. The next time we met up, it'd be back to sit quietly while the parents talked, and then we'd sort of sit there, sort of, you know, looking up every so often, looking away. It would just happen every time. Hi, Janice. Anyway, then we got to probably just post that awkward teenage stage. So remember, I have two sisters, and they're a brother and sister, and it got to the stage then where we were actually like friends, and we would hang out, you know, and, you know, the eldest, who's male, is my age, and he learnt to drive, so he could kind of drive down and come visit. And I remember he was just a great, you know, really great platonic friend, and so much so that actually he drove me to university, because I was in London at the time, and my dad had a really bad back in those years. There was a number of years where my dad just was very debilitated. So my friend drove me to uni instead of my dad. And the funny thing is, and I was so lovely to be able to tell him this, is that the town I live in right now is a town that we stopped in on the way to university. And we stopped here for fish and chips. And I remember him calling his father, who sadly passed away not many years after that, actually, from his telephone. And remember, this is like in the mid-90s, when mobile phones were very rare, and you had to have like a brick of a battery to operate it. I remember him getting this phone out, and this battery was like a brick. Yeah. So so this brother and sister and their mum were at the party. So it was just so nice to meet back up. And even though like we haven't been in touch for years and years and years, there was just this immediate kind of warmth and friendship and ease that I think can only come from when you've known folks from your childhood. So anyway, we've committed to saying, right, we've got to meet up and catch up properly, and reconnect, and it'd be lovely for them to get to know all our respective husbands and children. We've not been in touch the whole time that I've had children, so it's like they don't even know my children. So yeah, that was really special, very, very special. Right, I've just seen a few more people have come in. My parents look great together. Yeah, they always do. What can I say? Yeah, they do. Hi, Janice. We're gonna see you tomorrow. So for those of you who don't know, Janice is near. She's on holiday near me. So Wendy and I think Christine, I believe she's attending too. We're going to go meet up, have some food, have lots of banter and hugs. And I better remember her birthday card as well. Yes, you guys are good at remembering birthdays. Yes, it is her birthday. Oh no, it's not. Is it your birthday tomorrow? Is it Wednesday, Janice? It's my mum's birthday tomorrow, and you know what? I've been so busy sorting other stuff out. I've not even sent my mum a card. Oops. But she got a party, so they were satellite phones back then. Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so that was one group of friends, and then yeah, as I said, we had some. So there's sort of family from Malaysia who've settled in the UK, and I've not seen them for quite a number of years. They came along with their children. They're in their teens now, so similar age to my kids and my nephews and nieces. Sadly, not all the family members could be there. Esther's husband and son couldn't get the time off work, so they couldn't attend. But so right, what happened? Let me just go through what I've already told you. So we've got a lovely venue. Yeah, and prior to that, leading up to the event, I'd asked people to choose different food, like what food they'd like from a menu of a Chinese restaurant that my parents really like going to eat at. And so I ordered so basically there was like 4 or 5 portions of duck, 4 or 5 portions of char siu pork, there was wonton soup, there was laksa, there was all sorts of different things. And there was a little bit of something that if I ever do this again, I will know how to do this properly. I hadn't quite realised how close the venue was to where the food, where I was picking the food up was. Right, okay, I'm going to take a break in the story just a second because I need to talk about what I'm going to do here. So I've got lots of gooey, gluey stuff going on here. So I need to put some sort of circle on here before maybe doing a little bit of a sentiment or something. And I'm just trying to have a think whether or not I should... Oh, actually... What about if I stamp that and cut that out? I think that would look fab. This is a brand new set to me. So I could have a hello. Hello. And a Best wishes. So happy to say, thank you so much. Thinking of you. Actually, no, I'm going to do a thinking of you because I know I call this Masculine Mondays. That's because it's not about just the cards for men. It's about a masculine style that perhaps could do for a sympathy. See, I think that would make a nice sympathy card, that one. Right, I'm just going to grab some. I want some light grey. So what is this? Is this Smoky Slate? Yes, it is. Right. Definitely want to stamp on there, and I'm thinking of using Pebble Path. Pebbled. I always call it Pebble Path, but it's Pebbled Path. Just gonna do that. Pebbled Path. There we go. That's nice. I like that. Oh yeah, I was going to do hello. Hello, Ruth. I haven't had a decent Chinese for years. Oh, well, if you find yourself in Chatham, please go to Rendezvous at Yoon's. And awesome lady called Candy is the proprietor. She was so helpful. And yeah, so we ordered all the food from there. So I had said to her, okay, what time do you want me to pick up? And on the phone the week before, she said, oh, I won't be ready till 12:30. Anyway, about 12:10, I get this message saying, food is ready. I was like, ah! So I said to I said to Tom, right, let's go. Let's jump in the car. So we got in the car and like we could see that the restaurant was really quite close by, but you know how like the sat nav is and you know, Google Maps, and because we weren't familiar with the area, we kept taking the wrong turning. Then we found it, but realised that the front of the restaurant was in this pedestrianised area. So I jumped out the car and ran up to the restaurant. I didn't have my phone on me because the phone was like, my kids were reliant on the phone for sorting out some internet stuff back at the venue. I didn't realise Tom's phone was like really low battery. Anyway, I came into the restaurant and the lady said, where have you parked the car? And I said, well, we're trying to figure out where to go because we weren't sure. And she said, basically, if you had gone from very near to the venue where we were, down the back street, that is the back of our restaurant. Honestly, it was just so ridiculously close, but I hadn't realised it because we'd gone. So like, say the venue was here and there was a street here, the back of their restaurant was here. And we had gone all like wibbly wobbly to try and find her restaurant. And all we had to do was go straight there. So we just jumped back in the car and had to drive all the way back, did a funny like wrong turning and had to go off and then back to there, then down the street to go pick up the food. Anyway, so I've been saying to my sisters, we've got to have another party in this venue because now I know where to get the food from. It's going to make life so much easier. Never mind. You live and learn. Yes, so that was the food. So we set up the food around this really weird triangle table. But anyway, it worked really well. Oh, let me talk to you about... So about a couple of weeks before, I was talking to my sisters about what like cutlery we were going to use. So I said, well, I've ordered some wooden knives, you know, disposable knives and forks and spoons. And then I was thinking, oh, but some of the food is like noodles. We're going to need to have chopsticks. And we've also got, you know, friends and family there that do know how to use chopsticks. So the option was either we just got cheap throwaway wooden ones, or... So I was on the phone to Esther talking about this a couple of weeks ago, saying, what if we get some really nice ones and they can all be given to our guests as party favours? So we ordered, well, yeah, so we discussed it, and Esther and I were like, yeah, let's do it. That's awesome. And then I was like, let's just make the decision. We won't tell Helen because Helen will tell us it's too expensive. So then we ordered it, and then we told Helen, we said, oh, we've done this. We've ordered these chopsticks. I mean, they weren't terribly expensive. But, you know, we were expecting about 40 people. So, it mounts up. So we told her, and she went, that's it. Oh, I was thinking of doing that. So that was me and Esther. Just it kind of tells you a little bit about our personalities, really. That was me and Esther going, oh, don't tell Helen, she'll think it's too expensive. And then in the end, Helen went, oh no, that's a great idea. So they got ordered and straight to Esther's house, and Esther basically tied them nicely with ribbon and put a little thank you for coming thing on it, which was really cool. Sorry, I'm just looking for some vellum. I've decided I need to cover some of this glue up because I've made a bit of a mess here. Ooh. Right, I'm just going to get my 2-inch circle punch. Hi, Robinson. Car. Yes, we got the car. Yeah, we got it on the Thursday, and then we went away on the Saturday. Yeah, we were cutting it fine. Yeah. Yes, it's a bit of a trip from Swansea to go to the Chinese. Yeah. Worth it though, if you're ever in that area, Wendy. Ooh, I like that. Although this is didn't like the vellum, that one. Let me do it from a slightly smaller one. Oh yay! It's because this is like thinner vellum. Anyway, it kind of goes with the rustic charm, having the bit that looks a little bit torn. I actually like the double. That's cool, isn't it? I like that. All right, let's see if I can get another one out of here. Get my 1.5 inch. See, that for some reason always cuts like butter, this one. Funny, isn't it? Right, get another bit of vellum. This time I'm going to get the thicker sheet because this will cut better. Yep, see? So sometimes when you're trying to cut through something, if it doesn't cut properly, it needs to be maybe a little bit thicker. All right, so what was I saying? Food. Yeah, so the chopsticks. So Esther did a fabulous job, and she displayed them all. So they were the party favour for everybody to take home. That was a little memento of the day. And it just works so well because I'm all about the kind of, getting gifts that are useful, not just beautiful. And yeah, so glad we did it that way, rather than buying, silly favours that people end up just throwing away. So yeah, so that was that, the chopsticks. And what else do I need to tell you? Oh yeah, so throughout the event, because the event, the venue upgraded us, I hadn't realised how big a projector screen they had in that room, and it was massive. It was so huge, and I'm so grateful to my son. I just sort of went, I need that on that screen, and he just plugged it in, figured it out, and the kids kind of like sorted it for me, the screen. And I'd basically put loads of photographs of my mum and got people to send me photographs from over the years in a kind of Google file, and we just had that scrolling. And so there's some really nice photographs of us sort of looking at the photos and having a good old giggle. at some of the old pictures. So that happened. That was just kind of like scrolling the whole time. Then I'd also, about sort of like a week before, I'd said to my mum, you know, what's your favourite music? So she kept sending me like YouTube videos of what she likes. There was a lot of Harry Belafonte in there. Some of you know who Harry Belafonte is. There was Deo, Deo. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. What else? Yeah, some sort of some Christian worship stuff. There was Land of Hope and Glory. Just, you know, my mum likes that. So yeah, we basically had her playlist going while we were there. And then after food, or as people were kind of like finishing off food. Oh, so I've got to tell you about the cake. I spoke to my mum wanted her pastor and wife to be there, and so I ended up speaking to my mum's pastor's wife and said, oh, by the way, do you know anybody who's good at making cakes? And so she recommended a lady, and it turned out I'd actually looked at this lady's website already. So I'd ordered this cake from her, which got delivered on the morning. There we go, guys. I finished the cards and I'm still talking. Yes, she was 80. Yeah, she was 80, Cheryl. Yeah, so ordered the cake. That arrived. So after lunch, I know what, let me just talk to you guys properly, because I feel like I'm just talking into the ether. We'll talk about the card in a second. We'll go back to it. So after lunch, I sort of quietened everybody down and said, you know, thank you for coming, and we've got something to show you. And so I had asked people to send messages, and there were people from many years ago who sent messages. Some new friends sent messages, people who she'd not seen for a while, and just, yeah, it was just whatever people sent me. I mean, I put a message out there and it was whatever we had. So there was about 15 minutes of different things, including my cousin's children are very musically talented. One on a violin, one on a guitar. Or was it? No, two on a violin, one on a guitar and one on flute. And they sang a really beautiful song for my mum. So of course it was very moving. And then the final message was from the man who was pastor of the church when my parents returned from Nigeria. His name, and I've actually mentioned this guy's name on my channel before. His name's Colin Smith, and he's a pastor in Illinois. Is that right? Illinois? Yes, Illinois. And he's written books that a lot of people found very helpful. And he sent the most beautiful little message to my mum, and she was just like completely shocked and surprised, which was really special. So then, yeah, she got up and did her little speech, and she read a little scripture, and just wanted to thank everybody and thank the Lord, you know, for all his blessings. And she said that she goes, oh, my children and my husband conspired against not against her, sorry, conspired, and had you know, planned this stuff without her knowledge, which we did. You know, we wanted her to just enjoy it and not have to worry about it. So yeah, it was super fun. And then that was only 2:30, so then we did cake, we did a toast, but then we still had an hour and a half then just to chill out and, you know, just chat and, you know, catch up with friends and have photos. And because the venue was a gallery stroke cafe area, there was a space to the side of the gallery that would just have brilliant lighting. So my photographer friend was able to take some really great family shots or group shots, you know, for the formal stuff. So yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah. So I will share a few little pictures on my social media, because I know not all of you I've got to see it. Right, let's go over the cards. So if this is your first time to my channel, I'm sorry I've waffled on about my mum's party. It's just that it was like a really big event in our lives last week. And I know that a lot of you guys were thinking of me while I was away. So thank you for bearing with me on that one. Okay, so there we go. 2 gorgeous cards. I really love how they've turned out. They're kind of like rustic but stylish at the same time. I've used early espresso for the base of this one, crumb cake for this part here, and then cut all the details from, I think this was pebbled path, this grey here, and cut the leaves out of that. And this is just a little bit of black, which I think just helps to give it a little bit of pop there. And this was wild wheat, and I think that was pebbled path as well. Yeah, it was. So initially I stamped crumb cake and pecan pie, this new gorgeous new brown, which is really warm and yum. I stamped that in the background, a little bit of that texture there. This is my new Ranunculus Romance texture. I'm missing that stamp set. So this is like quite a nice alternative if you want a bit of script in the background, but you don't actually need to read the writing. So yeah, 2 stamp sets used tonight then. They were, sorry, I've got things sticking. Gorgeously Made, which has this beautiful leaf and then the texture in there, and then this texture here. And this one called Layering Leaves. And I only use the sentiment from this, but it is a great sentiment kind of catch-all sentiment set. It's really good. Not got round to using the leaves yet, and there's dottage in there that I hadn't noticed. Ooh, I think I might have to put some dottage on it now. I've seen it, because Glenna's not going to forgive me. And then I use the dies that go with this set, the Gorgeously Made dies. Those are the only 2 I didn't use actually. All the rest I did use to do the edges and the leaves. Yeah, let me know what you think of this set. I saw a few comments of people who've got it on your wish list. I've missed most of today's live, so okay, Lisa, no worries. Yes, it was super memorable, and it definitely was worth paying for a photographer. If you ever organize something like this and you can afford it and can have a photographer there, it is so worth it, because it saves you having to kind of keep worrying about taking photographs, and also that's their job, you know, to just do that, and it just means you get some really decent a decent record of the day. Definitely dottage. Oh, look at you all going dottage. I'm so excited. I want to use this leaf as well at some point, but I won't do that tonight. Yeah, there we go. Definitely dottage. Name that tune. Who's just come in? Hello, Rena. Hello. Welcome. Hi, Joanna. Right, who have I missed? Hi, Cheryl. Diane. Did I say hello to Diane already? Hi, Sherry. I've been watching... Oh, sorry, excuse me. I have been watching the recorded videos for about a month. I've no doubt this is one of the friendliest groups on earth. Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I'm biased because I've met a lot of you guys in Zoom chats and classes. You can always cut a piece of paper with the vellum. Good tip, Deborah Morkunas. Yes, so if you're trying to cut through something that's a thin paper with a punch and it's getting stuck, put it with another piece of paper and it should work, or put it in between actually 2 pieces of paper. That's a really great tip. Thank you, Deborah. Who else? A circle die works better on vellum. Yeah, to be fair, it was the vellum I was using. I was using the thin vellum that came with a pack from last year. And because I got it left over, I thought I just want to use it up. But it's definitely thinner, because when I went to punch out the normal vellum that Stampin' Up sell in sheets, it was fine. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, yeah, I'm just reading what Wendy said about food in the Far East. Yeah, very true. Well, M. Robinson, you mentioned about giving cards away. You may not be able to give them away in bulk, but I do have a Facebook group called Artful Stampin Space Contact. So I have two Facebook groups for the public. One's called Artful Stampin Space, where you can go and share pictures of projects you've made after being inspired by my channel. Just pop those pictures on there. And also a Facebook group that is made up of people that follow this channel called Artful Stampin Space Contacts. Now, to become a member on that group, you need to agree to the terms and conditions. They're really simple. Basically, you cannot take someone's address and use it in an untoward manner. Basically, you have that person's address. There's a whole list of addresses, and you can either send them a birthday card or just a random act of kindness. You want to send them a card. You don't have to wait for their birthday. You can just send it to them whenever. And also, you need to agree that your address is going to be put in that group. None of the addresses are shared publicly. They're just in that group. So there we go. Yeah, so you can do that. Let me see if I can quickly find the link for that group. Artful Stampin' Space. Oh no, I'm looking in the wrong place. Artful Stampin' Space Contacts. Right, let me get the link for that and I'll share that in the live stream. Right, there we go. I've just shared it there. Thank you, Vicky and Glenna, for sharing various links and everything tonight. So in the chat, you will see that there are folks that have got a spanner or their name is sort of lit up a little bit more. These folks are sweet friends of mine who are admins on my channel and do share just, you know, links that they think they might find you might find useful. So please, you know, if you're not interested, just ignore the comment or just ignore what they're saying, but just join in with the chat. Right, I need to talk about the sign up offer. I need to just go and actually revise what I know about it, because it's just happened this month. So normally it costs £99 to sign up with Stampin' Up, and that hasn't actually changed. However, normally you would choose £130 of product for £99. They've actually added a bit extra this month, and so for signing up you can choose £154 of product and you get the free postage. So kind of you're in a way getting £160, you know, if you include the shipping in there, for £99. So you're getting £60 of extra really there. And after that, once you're actually signed up to Stampin' Up, every order you place after that has a discount. You get a discount for that. So you don't necessarily have to do what I do. You don't have to go on YouTube. You don't have to go on, you know, you could just sell to a few friends, or you could just be your own shopper, your own happy shopper. I have quite a few in my team who just love Stampin' Up products and they want to be able to purchase it at a discount, and so that's why they signed up. So if you have any questions about that, please email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. I have done videos, some specific videos where it's just me talking to you guys about the benefits of being a demonstrator. If you want me to do that in the next couple of weeks, please just email me, so that a lot of people can ask questions, and those of you who aren't interested don't necessarily need to watch that video. Yes, so DSP, there's a 15% sale on the DSP right now. So stock up. Yeah, it's worth stocking up. Right, is there anything else? Oh, thank you, Linda. These cards are beautiful. Love your colours. Love Pebble Path as an alternative to black. Definitely, definitely. I hadn't quite clocked that until about a week into me using it, and then I thought, oh yes, it makes a really nice alternative to black. Yes, wild wheat, pebbled path, and basic black. Yep. All right, you all do an amazing job, so helpful. Oh yes, my admins are lovely. But okay, were there any other questions I forgot to answer or didn't see? Any other comments? I answered the one about my car. Yes, we did manage to get one. And my husband was saying the other day, it's nice to be able to get in the car and not worry that it's not going to start or worry that it's going to break down. So he's getting used to a car that actually works. And it's also got seats at the back that our other car, if we wanted to take seats out, we had to literally take the seat out. It had to be stored somewhere in our house. Oh, we don't have a big house. But these seats, they kind of like fold underneath on the flat. So that's brilliant. Yeah, super handy. Okay, is there anything else? No, that's it. Okay, right. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Really lovely to see your faces. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. Lovely to be back. All right. I'm going to see you guys soon. I'm going to say goodbye, leave you with the cards there. And I will put a link in, a list in the description of all the products I used. And of course, as usual, you can purchase them. And here's what the annual catalogue looks like. If you want a copy, please just email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. Take care, everyone. Lots of love.